If I woke tomorrow with hands like clever questions and a tail that solves balance like math, the world wouldn't just look different, it would quicken. Meaning would live in branches and gossip, in the thump of unripe fruit, in shadows that arrive before hawks do. This is my world, if I were a monkey. Dawn stirs the forest like a spoon. Cool air threads the leaves, night lifts off bark. My troop yawns in ripples, one stretch, two scratches, a chorus of lip smacks that means, we're here. I test the branch, heel, hand, then the rest of me. The canopy is a city without streets, vines for bridges, fronds for roofs, apartments stacked on green. Sight, green has 100 words, I know them all. A tiger's orange is a flag I was born reading. Smell, fruit gives itself away, sugar ahead, sour below, ferment to the left. Hearing, woodpecker metronome, parrot arguments, leaf hiss that means snake. Touch, bark talks in textures, safe, slick, story. Taste, the first fig is a hymn, I take it slow so the day arrives with it. Troops are made of space, who sits where, how close we eat, lanes we leave open so no one mistakes courage for rudeness. The matriarch knows everyone's birthday without a calendar. Big males speak in shoulders. Infants declare emergencies that are mostly about being seen. I keep a respectful branch from trouble, but never more than one leap from my people. Breakfast is not a time, it's a route. The forest is a shifting menu. Termite mound, too wet. Guava, yes, toucans raided yesterday, so the best fruit hides in shade. I split pods like envelopes, lick the sweet paste, spit the bitter. I don't hoard, the store opens everywhere for those who notice. There's a gap you can't jump unless you've missed it once. We turn fear into a game before fear turns us into lunch. We chase, feint, dangle by one arm to teach bones how to listen. A juvenile invents a sport with a twig and a beetle, we join because good ideas climb faster when shared. Laughter is joy, and rehearsal for chaos. A stick is a key if you ask the right lock. I slide a twig into termites, it comes out armored and delicious. A stone makes seeds honest. I wet my hands before grooming so dust behaves. Leaves cool stings, bark lowers mosquito music. We don't call it science. We call it living long enough to have grandparents. Hands in fur, fur in sun, the ritual that turns us into a troop. I pick your back like a librarian restoring order. You comb my eyebrows and press calm into my skull. We remove burrs and yesterday's argument about the low branch. Grooming is our bank account, a minute now buys a shadow check later. Danger doesn't send a calendar invite. It arrives as a silence that wasn't there. A coil on a branch becomes geometry I don't want to solve. A hawk's shadow slashes play, we fold into bark. Storms argue with the canopy, lightning prunes. Luck is not a plan, but it's a factor. We reduce it by staying curious and close. Rivers are slow conversations. We drink from bends where crocodiles prefer straight lines. I test the edge with a thrown seed to read the current's grammar. In dry weeks the river grows bones and we step on notes. Rain returns and the world smells like the first time the world smelled. Macaws own the loud of morning. Tapirs mind their business like saints. Boars travel in punctuation, comma, comma, exclamation. Humans appear sometimes, fire and fruit and metal. We watch them watching us, learn their routes, borrow their leftovers, leave before their curiosity grows teeth. The best treaty is distance, the second best is speed. They grip tails like holding gravity. They chew anything that isn't nailed down and some things that are. We let them tug ears until they learn ears aren't ropes. We correct gently, brag shamelessly, nap collectively. When they dream, fingers twitch as if brachiating across clouds. They wake, forget fear, and run toward life again, the reason we save the good shade. Heat presses until even cicadas call in sick. We become architecture, a drape of tales, a canopy of breath. The matriarch sleeps with one eye open, not as metaphor. I hang by my knees and let my brain file the morning, what worked, where ripe will be tomorrow, which branch told the truth. Rest is storage for future agility. We move when shade moves, westward, upward, forward. Vines are escalators if timed right. I test a rotten branch, grunt, don't. A juvenile ignores, lands in forgiving leaves, learns a soft lesson. We find a termite orchestra worth conducting again. The forest gives, we thank it by not taking everything. We don't need bars to have signal. A bark means hawk, a cough means snake, a whoop means, I am here and know it. Contact calls thread us through undergrowth like beads on a string. We don't shout if a whisper will do, attention attracts the wrong audience. But when a leopard's grammar enters the paragraph, our message becomes bold. At the boundary the wind switches dialects. Grassland bribes us with grasshoppers. Trees thin like hair after winter. We venture when fruit maps demand detours, when curiosity earns its allowance. A young male leads, chest out, an older sister follows 2 steps behind, heartbeat insurance. We return before the sun remembers to be a predator. When rain commits, it commits. We shake into smaller versions and keep moving. Mud courts our ankles, we decline politely. Leaves clap like a satisfied crowd. After, ants rebuild with optimism, we borrow some and call it dessert. Light turns honey, then tea, then absence. We retrace a pattern, left at strangler fig, up the ladder liana, across the lordly branch that booms when we land. Someone drops half a fruit that becomes tomorrow for someone else. We choose a sleeping tree older than language, old branches hold better dreams. Dark is not empty, it's folded. Owls rehearse vowels. Bats italicize the air. We cluster by kin. I take outer limb duty, eyes open to almost. Night has opinions, I listen until they admit their wind. The stars are holes in the canopy where the universe peers in to see if we're okay. We are, for now. At day's end I tuck my hands under my chest and let the branch hum reassurance into my bones. The troop settles into a warm constellation. If you ask what it means, I show you an infant sleeping with a peel like a crown, a grandmother keeping watch with eyes that remember floods and fire, and a sky trying on stars like jewelry. Life is a corridor of branches where we move together, failing safely, learning loudly, and waking hungry for another map we can eat.